Hi there, it's Derek again, and I'm going to do another video showing you the student registration portal for our middle school and high school students for the HUSD STEM Expo. So again, we are using a platform called zFairs for this, so you will receive a link. Make sure that I've got this little text up here that tells me I'm on the grades 6 through 12 fair. This is our senior division fair, so make sure that you are on the appropriate actual fair and you're not registering for a K to 5 if you are a middle schooler or high schooler. So I've confirmed that I'm in the right fair. I've got my registration form here. Notice I have this Google button. Please do not press that. It will not work. For whatever reason, the single sign-on doesn't really link, so actually register through the form. So I'm on the right fair and I'm going to register through my form here. So let me just enter my first and last name. Oops, a typo there. And my email address. So for our elementary students, I'd mentioned in another video that you do not have to use an HUSD email like a stu.husd. For our high school students, we actually do. So I'm going to say derek@stu.hemetusd.org. So yeah, if you're in grades 6 through 12, make sure that you use your Hemet USD email address, otherwise it won't work. Select I'm not a robot and give it a second. Make sure you see that green check before advancing, otherwise it will not confirm that you are not a robot. And then I'm going to register as a student. So just select the student button. And here you go. Again, it filled in my first and last name based on the form. So I can select, my parents' names and a phone number and my parents' email address. So, I'll just do a fake one here, but this they can get updates too, so make sure that you put that appropriate email address. It'll auto-generate a username for you based on your first and last name, just like derek.rao in my case. If you want to change that, now would be the place to do that. And then your password. So your password has to have one capital letter and some lowercase letters, and then some numbers. And I think it has to be at least 6 digits long. And then your student ID. And then push save and continue. And now you'll select a school. So I will say that I'm a student at Acacia Middle School. And let me just select a teacher at random here, but you'll select your teacher and then the grade that you are in. So I'll say that I am an 8th grader. And this question, I'll have the ability to confirm that I've read the HUSD STEM Expo ethics statement. So if you click on that, it'll actually open up a Google Doc. Please take the time to read through that whole ethics statement so you know what you're agreeing to in terms of animal care and plagiarism and human participation and things like that. And then there's also just a reminder that we are a part of the Riverside County Science and Engineering Fair, so that you're agreeing to their guidelines as well. So if you click that link, it'll open up their information page for the county fair. So I'm going to say that I have read all of those and that I accept them. And then, does your project meet the HUSD STEM Expo minimum quality standards? So again, minimum quality is we want these to be of high quality. This is a competitive fair. We want as many students as possible to participate, but we also want students to give their best work. So give this a thorough read and make sure that for the category or the project topic that you think you might be participating in, make sure that you look over what the actual minimum quality standards are there. So I'm going to say that I have done so. And then save and continue. And now you have your project information. So I'm just going to give this, a test title. I'm going to say it will be a team project. A category, I will have this one under life science. For our 6th through 12th graders, we actually have subcategories too. So I selected life science. Let's say my subcategory is cellular and molecular biology. And then again, a project plan that, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm just going to fill in with random text. So I can edit this after the fact too. So I'm just right now putting, even if you don't necessarily know the title of your project, you can fill in something and edit it after the fact. Now I'm on to some ISIF questions. So ISIF is the International Science and Engineering Fair. So these are questions that really help me know what forms I need to submit. So does this project, or is it a continuation or a progression? I'm going to say no, it's not. I'm not continuing a previous year's project. Does it include the use of humans? I'm going to say no. And again, there's a link there for more information about that. Does it include the use of vertebrate animals? I'm going to say no for this. Is my project conducted at a regulated research institution? For this, I will say yes, actually. So you'll continue to read these questions and then just answer, with no's and yeses as appropriate. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'll just go through and answer all of those. And then save and continue. Now I can review all of my question. I have my username and password if I needed that. Notice I can't actually click in here. I have that little circle with the line through it. I can't edit this stuff. But I can, if that information is correct, I can just say it's correct, or I can edit it. And then again, now I'm agreeing to, here's sort of the accepting of our waivers or our terms for the fair. So you'll check that box, read all of this, and continue. And now I'm in the project. So notice that I'd said I had selected this, if you remember, as a team project. So now I have the option to actually register another team member, or I can just give them this team key. So the team key is actually the code that they would use upon registration to make sure that they are assigned to the same project. So make sure that your teammates, if they register themselves, if you're not all kind of registering together, make sure that they have that team key and that you give that to them. So here I'm just going to go to the main page. So now I'm on the students page. I don't have anything here yet. I won't save that password for now. I have a students tab. I do have a general tab too. We will keep this updated with announcements around the fair. This is something that we as the administrators of the fair can kind of post updates throughout. Right now it just has our informational flyer about some important dates and things like that. So give that a read, but make sure you check the general tab every now and then for updates. And then the students tab is more your place. So on the senior division, so for grades 6 through 12, I have my paperwork, but I actually have something called a project dashboard. So if I select project dashboard, here is all of my forms. So based on the information that I provided in those yes and no questions, it's going to help me know what forms are required. So and here they are right here. It says my ISIF required forms. I need an adult sponsor safety assessment. I need the 1A checklist, the 1B approval, the 1C research institution setting. Remember I had said that I was conducting mine in a research institution. A risk assessment, Form 6 for biological agents, and Form 6B for human invertebrate animal tissue. So I just selected all of those. I don't remember selecting animal tissue, but I remember I was kind of just going through those and saying yes or no. So it built these out for me. So you can see right here, I actually have those forms and I can go in to fill those out and edit them as necessary. So this is where you will be conducting your forms if you are in grades 6 through 12. And you'll be able to upload supporting documents on this tab. And select that, okay, this is a file type. Oh, my abstract, I'm going to upload here. We have put like little asterisks around important elements. So if you need to upload a form, here's your abstract. And then you can give information about that document and so on. So you will upload your documents there, and then kind of your project dashboard is sort of the place to submit everything that you need to make sure that your project is good to go. If you ever need to go back to your home screen, this little home button up here, it's kind of dark and hard to see, but if you click that, it'll actually take you back to the main fairs page. So here's where you can kind of see that we have 2 fairs going on for Hemet, one for our elementary division and then one for really the junior and senior divisions here. So I can select that button, and now I'm back at my student main page, and I can always get back into my dashboard or the general tab and so on. So yeah, just sort of a quick overview. Hope it was helpful, and can't wait to see what you create.